The general subject matter that my article deals with is cognitive psychology, more specifically the subject of perception. So here's my article title, The Colorful Company Effects of Brand Logo Colorfulness on Consumer Judgments. Here's the authors and the reference. So basically, the article described a study that tested whether increased logo colorfulness would have a positive impact on consumer perception. So perception is how one's brain organizes and interprets sensory information in a meaningful way. Color is one of the most prominent and important visual design elements in marketing, making up approximately 62 to 90% of first impressions among consumers. Colorfulness is a construct and is one way that our perception can change positively or negatively. So the authors, knowing how color affects consumer perception, decided to test consumer attitudes toward different brand logos depending on the colorfulness. So in study 2 of the article, they had 202 participants separated in two groups. One group would have a high logo colorfulness, so more color in the logo, versus the second group who had just one color in the logo. And this logo was a made up brand of candy pack. And the participants were presented an image of the candy pack, and they would rate their attitudes toward each of the candy packs. They hypothesized that, they were asking, would more colorfulness represent a higher diversity in variety and color design? Would the consumers associate increased variety of color with the perception that the brand has increased versatility, making their brand more attractive? And so the participants rated on 9-point scales. So 1 was dislike, 9 was like very much. So the first 3 questions were just specifically towards the attitude of the logo. So how much they liked the candy pack, how attractive they thought the candy pack was, and how good they thought the candy pack was. And so according to the results, the most favored product attitudes were in the logo that had the most color, with a mean of 6.15 from the scale of 1 to 9. And then as compared to the mean with the logo with only one shade of color, which was 5.51. And then that was to test the attitude towards the logo based on color. And then the second part was they also rated the variety perception based on the colorfulness. So how much candy variety this candy pack is likely to have, and how large the assortment of candies in the product is likely to be. And so the logo with more color was shown that they had a mean of 6.10. So they thought they had more variety because it was more colorful, compared to the logo with just one color, which was a mean of 5.55. This basically confirmed the author's hypothesis that consumers have more favorable attitude towards brands with more colorful logos, an effect which is driven by the perception of a greater variety of products of brands with more colorful logos. Okay, so knowing that, more color, more variety. Knowing that, I looked up this ad a few years ago. Well, I saw it on TV, and then I looked it up on YouTube because I just remembered it so well. Basically, this ad uses increased colorfulness to its advantage. Here, I skip this, not this ad. So as you can see here, I'm just going to play that really fast. Okay, so basically, in the beginning, she's struggling. The lady on the couch is struggling to grab her phone, and the blanket's pulling off, and she's cold. And then when the product is introduced, the color is back, and especially the product is more saturated than anything else, drawing your eye to it. And so this tactic may get people to perceive the product as a better fit than a normal typical blanket. So yeah, I thought this was a really good example. And a way that I would change this ad to test my hypothesis, to test the analysis, would be okay, so this is one shade and this is a lot of colors. So people would obviously think that, oh, sure, her life is brightened up by the color. Well, how I would change it would be maybe just having the ad in all this color right here. And would that lessen their inclination towards the product versus having it one color in the beginning when she's struggling, associating that blue with her struggle. It's kind of like a black and white kind of vibe. And see if it was just one color, would they be less inclined?